Today's topic is on electronic data interchange (EDI). Electronic data interchange (EDI). An electronic data interchange is a standardized method for exchanging business documents. Standardized methods for exchanging business documents with your trading partners quickly, accurately and reliably. It is basically EDI is exchanging business documents with your trading partners. We cannot exchange with anyone. We exchange business documents like our orders, invoices with our trading partners to make the ordering process, to make the fulfillment process fast. How it works? Suppose in Pantnagar we have Tata's truck manufacturing plant or Ashok Leyland's truck manufacturing plant, right? Ashok Leyland or Tata, they have multiple vendors supplying them auto parts, right? They have at least more than 200 vendors, registered vendors with them. If Tata is manufacturing a truck, one supplies the steering of the truck, the another supplies the tire for the truck, the another supplies the axle for the truck, the another one supplies for the clutch assemblies for the truck, right? So in this way, more than 150, 200 vendors are there. Similarly, in Tata, in Ashok Leyland, Bajaj, they manufactures motorcycles and auto rickshaws in Pantnagar plant. Right? So similarly, Bajaj have their ancillaries. We call them vendors as well as ancillaries. Right? So they are basically trading partners. They are trading partners. They all are supplying to Tata or Bajaj or Ashok Leyland. So suppose Tata is planning to manufacture 500 new trucks on next quarter. Right? As it places the steering orders for a steering assembly for its trucks. So what should be the process? In normal ways, we will make a order later. Right, we will make a order later, we'll type a order later for 500 truck steering assemblies, then it will get it signed, then we'll scan it and we'll email it to the steering assembly provider, right? Then what happens? The vendor will enter the data on its system and will inform us that yes, he or she has received the order for 500 steering assemblies and can inform telephonically or can write a letter. So this is a whole process. It takes 4 to 5 days. Even we are communicating using the emails, right, scanning and emailing and all. Even then it is taking 4-5 days to process the order, not the process, basically the ordering system only. Process is basically when we say the order processing, then it means that we are supplying. It means we are supplying. So it is taking 4 to 5 days, right? Now with the help of EDI, when we talk about electronic data interchange, and it works with among trading partners. Many trading partners in different industries, in different fields. If you are a hospital, then you have a trading partners providing medicines, providing other equipment, hospital equipments, and some providing something, right? A lot of departments, interdepartmental communications as well. EDI is now used for interdepartmental communications as well, right? If you have a store if you had a store in your campus, and you basically issue different products from that store. The different departments orders different office supplies or office accessories. The store, it fulfills the supplies. There also we are using electronic data interchange, EDI. So as I have discussed the process of ordering for steering assembly in Ashok Leyland, if EDI is there, EDI program is there with Ashok Leyland as well as their steering provider, right? As Ashok Leyland is entering the 500 is steering assembly order quantities to its EDI system, EDI software basically. So it is connected with the vendor's system, and it automatically updates at vendor level that yes, we have received 500 new steering assembly order. So no need to send any email. The systems are connected using the internet, through the internet, and here the Ashok Leyland is entering the planning of 500 new 500 steering assemblies. So it updates the vendor's database as well. The order is received there, right? It happens within hour. It is happening within few minutes even. That is the order receiving and confirmation process is within hour, within few minutes, which was earlier taking 4 to 5 days by typing an order, then getting it signed, email it, then your vendor enters it on its database, then confirms that yes, we have received the order. So the EDI changes the scenario and making the system fast. The first thing is making the ordering system fast. Second thing is cost saving. Lot of cost saving is there. No printouts is required, right? No scanning is required. No emailing is required, right? So we are saving time as well as money by implementing electronic data interchange in our organization. So this is the EDI basically. I think you all get the gist. What exactly is EDI? Is a standardized method for exchanging business documents with your trading partners quickly, accurately and reliably. Right? Using EDI not only saves your business time and money, but it also makes it easier and more cost effective for your partners to do business with you. This gives you an edge over non-EDI competitors. Non-EDI competitors may be taking 4 to 5 days, 3 to 5 days in ordering system, and you are ordering within an hour and saving money and time as well. When you are easier to do business with, you can do business in every direction. You are saving time in doing your business. So this is the benefits, and winning is over your competitors. The need for EDI. For supply chain businesses of any size. Implementing EDI is essential for sustained competitiveness and growth. As I have explained what EDI is exactly. In case of EDI, the vendor and the company both are connected with the software system, and if the company enters the order, then it at the same time it updates the vendor's system. EDI reduces cost and improves operational performance across your business. And I also explained we are using EDI ordering system, electronic data exchange, within the organization as well. It is integrated with the ERP. ERP, right? Enterprise resource planning. In enterprise resource planning as well, we integrate our suppliers too. We integrate our suppliers in ERP as well. So EDI, we can say, a part of ERP. EDI accelerates data flow, enhances accuracy. As we are talking about the standardization, standardizing the ordering process, it means accuracy. If things are standardized, then accuracy will be there. And streamlines administration. EDI makes it easier to manage inventory and reduce associated cost. To manage inventory, associated costs are inventory holding cost. We all know about the inventory holding cost. If we are holding the inventory for long time, then definitely it incurs the cost. The EDI makes it easier to manage inventory and reduce associated costs. Inventory holding cost, inventory carrying cost, inventory holding cost or carrying cost, it reduces EDI, right? So these are the need ofs for the EDI, electronic data interchange, right? So many business documents can be exchanged using EDI, but the two most common are purchase orders and invoices. At a minimum, EDI replaces the mail preparation and handling associated with the traditional business communication. Mail preparation and handling of orders and invoices, at least. However, the real power of EDI is that it standardizes the information communicated. Real power is standardizes the information communicated. The accuracy improves. Accuracy will be at a higher level. Highly accurate information will flow in business documents, which makes possible a paperless exchange. Paperless exchange of information among the companies, among the trading partners. Most companies create invoices using a computer system, print a copy of the invoice and mail it to customer. This is initially the process adopted by the companies. Many smaller companies are still using that process. The process is create invoices using a computer system, print a paper copy of the invoice and mail it to customer after getting the signing. Upon receipt, the customer frequently marks up the invoice and enters it into its own computer system. The entire process is nothing more than the transfer of information from the seller's computer to customer's computer. Right? EDI makes it possible to minimize or even eliminate the manual steps involved in this transfer. Manual steps: getting the printing the invoice, getting it signed, then scanning it, then sending it, emailing it to the vendor. These all steps will be eliminated when we implement EDI on our system. When EDI is implemented among trading partners, right? So this is the need for EDI. And benefits of EDI. What are the benefits? As we have discussed, decreased errors because it's a standardized process. Decreased error because it's a standardized process. Increased ROI, return on investment, because increased ROI, return on investment. How? Saving time and cost as well. It increases our ROI. Enhanced visibility, improved operational efficiency. As I said, the efficiency of the system increases because we are receiving the communication fast and accurate. If we are communicating accurate and fast, then definitely the operational efficiency will be high. If Tata or Ashok Leyland communicating with their vendors accurately, and vendors also communicating accurately and fast, then efficiency definitely will be high. We are also saving cost, increased accuracy, reduced inventory cost, inventory holding cost or carrying cost will be low, because the process will be on time manufacturing. The vendor will manufacture as it will receive the order, as per the delivery schedule, right? Not for stocking, not for holding the inventory. If inventory we are not going to hold, then cost will definitely be reduced. Multiple inventory cost, carrying cost or holding cost are there. These all costs will be eliminated if we are working on the process of make on order, and order again we are receiving on time, and we know the schedule when it we have to supply to our company. Reduces or eliminates manual data entry errors, EDI benefits, right? Streamlines transaction processing, increases productivity without increasing staff, because cost saving, high efficiency, less time taking, saving time and cost, right? Easier and more cost effective to do business with your EDI partners. Easier and more cost effective to do business with your EDI partners. Easier and more cost effective to do business with EDI partners, right? Because communication has been standardized. And the information is accurate, efficiency is high, cost is low, time it taking is low, right? Less number of employees are required, hence the easier and more cost effective to do business with your EDI partners, right? Because of that, companies opting for the EDI, electronic data interchange. That is, we can say, above the ERP. In ERP also, we also perform many tasks manually. EDI is a part of ERP, right? But we are not performing any task manually. Everything is standardized and automated. 4 key components of EDI. 4 key components of EDI. The first one is translator or web form. We have a web form on our screen, on our laptop, or on our connected computer. Suppose you are working with Tata, means you are managing the Tata's ordering system at Pantnagar. You are an operator or a manager, right? So on your laptop screen, when you will get connected with your database, you will find forms for ordering to your vendors, web form, right? Then data mapping, as you are entering a new requirement on this form and submitting it to your database, so your database will map with the vendors or suppliers database. Getting the data mapping? The database means the database of, as you are updating your database, so this section of your supplier database will also be updated. So that is basically data mapping. Right? The updating data of both the trading partners. Updating both trading partners data, so we call it data mapping, right? Then network, we must be connected always with internet. We must be on a network. We cannot say the internet, we have talked about the first lecture on intranet, extranet. What is the difference between intranet and extranet? In case of extranet, as I explained, intranet is basically inter-organization communication. It's an internet, but within organization only. But when we talk about extranet, our vendors and suppliers or supply chain partners are connected on extranet. So we can say that network is required for EDI, but we can operate on extranet. It will be better to operate on extranet. Getting the point? Intranet, extranet and internet. In case of extranet, we also, our suppliers and vendors are also associated with us, connected with us, right? So we are using network and then support system, right? This is about 4 key components of EDI: translator of web form, data mapping, that is one important part, network, both must be connected, trading partner must be connected within the with the network. They may be using extranet or internet or extranet or internet, anything, depends upon the companies, their physical locations, right? A complete EDI system consists of 4 components: a web-based EDI translator that formats your EDI transactions, EDI mapping tables to sync your business system conventions with your customers or with your supplier, a secure dedicated transaction network that sends and receives the transactions signals. Dedicated transaction network, as I said, can use extranet as well as internet. EDI support and maintenance services to keep transaction flowing. Support and maintenance services, because it is technology based, so we need support and transaction services. Getting the point? Support and transaction services, because the technology part should be managed by technology guys, and they must support the organization, both the organizations, on timely manner. Now, a traditional document exchange of a purchase order, that is important, please. A traditionally document exchange of a purchase order, as I have explained on the first slide on the introductory part, how we exchange the purchase order, traditional document exchange of a purchase order. What are the steps? Buyers make a buying decision, creates the purchase order and prints it. When buyers make a buying decision, it makes a purchase order and prints. They are going to take a print, and after printing the order gets signed by the authority. Then buyer mails the order, scanning of that signed order, and mails the purchase order to supplier. Right. Supplier receives the purchase order and enters it into the order entry system database. Buyer calls supplier to determine if purchase order has been received, or supplier mails buyer an acknowledgement of the order. The acknowledgement may be by telephonically or by a written acknowledgement, right? Maybe a written acknowledgement. So these are the steps. Traditionally, these are the steps, ordering steps, right? These are the traditional document exchange of a purchase order, right? Buyers makes a buying decision, creates the purchase order and prints it. Buyer mails the purchase order to the supplier. Supplier receives the purchase order and enters it into the ordering system. Buyer calls supplier to determine if the purchase order has been received, or supplier mails buyer an acknowledgement of the purchase order. Now an EDI document exchange of a purchase order. EDI document exchange of a purchase order. Buyer makes a buying decision, creates the purchase order but does not print it. Creates a purchase order but does not print it. Purchase order creation is there but not printing in EDI system. EDI software creates an electronic version of the purchase order and transmits it automatically to the supplier. That is the data mapping part that we discussed in the last slide. Data mapping. EDI software creates an electronic version of the purchase order and transmits it automatically to supplier. Supplier's order entry system receives the purchase order and updates the system immediately on receipt, updating the database, supplier's database, right? So supplier's order entry system creates an acknowledgement and transmits it back to confirm receipt. All the process happens within few minutes. This is basically the EDI. How EDI documentation exchanges for a particular order, purchase order, and similarly for invoices and other different types of communications. And these communications are standardized and accurate, taking very less time. No printing or no human is required in between. This is the benefit of, this is the whole EDI process and benefits of the EDI. Multiple, right? Benefits are multiple. So we are saving cost, we are improving our efficiency a lot. We are competing on the cost basis as well in the market. This is about EDI. Thank you very much.